I'm only taking a quarter of this shit because it's not good. So.
Welcome to episode 5 of the Sonic Boyz podcast. In today's episode, we are sponsored by the Knickenbocker Flicker Flea Flicker snack from IKEA. Quite possibly one of the worst snacks that I've ever had in my entire life.
It tastes like furniture.
Yeah, it tastes like the chairs that are in the store.
I can't even swallow it. Being honest.
But bro, I was saying before, it's like so trash that it might be fire. Like I don't know. Like it's just one of those snacks you eat when there's nothing around. And here we are with the Knack and Flickin' Flea Flicker. Okay, so anyway, much love, but that shit nasty. Welcome, episode 5, Sonic Boyz podcast.
It's crazy to think episode 5, bro.
Yeah, we're
literally 5 episodes in. Like, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, like we always say, much love to everybody tuning in each week. Like we've been very aware of our. Don't think that we're getting like Hollywood or we're like.
Yeah, no. We literally like every comment that we get, we like send it to each other. We're like, yo, look at this person. But like, it's crazy, but. Yeah, no, we definitely don't take any of it for granted. Like, we love all the support, we love all the fans, we love all the love that we're getting.
Oh God, man,
it's dope. It's
like something that I could have never imagined.
Me too, because like we've been saying in the past episodes, like when we our first episode that we put out, we literally thought we were gonna get like 5 views.
Yeah,
I mean, you kind of honestly like always think like not the worst, but you always think that you're gonna get like the bare minimum. And
yeah,
what are we at? We're at 255 views or something like that.
I think our channel has like over 500, which for
500
YouTube,
or 600 views. Yeah, within like the first 2 weeks, which is pretty crazy. And we're sitting at almost 50 subscribers.
Bro, that's crazy. The third episode isn't even out yet.
No, third episode drops.
Comes out
this week.
Well, actually,
because now this is episode 5. So third episode comes out. If this is episode 5, third episode is already out. So go watch that.
That's a fact.
But
get busy.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy just to see the growth in such a small amount of time. So we're really excited to see the future of it, and we're really excited to see what comes out of it. We love doing this. We literally love it. Like,
it's very therapeutic. It's very, we do a lot of music production, like sometimes together, but on our own as well. Like, we've made a lot of music together. We go hard with the music, but this is just like a different pace. I feel like we can fall into.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's not so like meticulous. Like, we could just cut on the camera.
Yeah, you could just come on the camera and talk about what's going on in our life, what we're going through, what other people are going through. We can share our experiences,
and we get to edit the clips up in a way that okay, I know this is gonna relate with people. I know this is accurate for today's time. I know this is gonna be a good message for people. This is gonna make them laugh. So I really enjoy that as well. So we really appreciate the fuck out of everybody that's supporting us. Rock with us. I'm telling you, we're gonna hit that 100 subscribers soon.
Oh yeah.
And then we're going to be on to 200, 500,
and then 1,000. Something crazy is coming on the 1,000th.
On the 1,000th episode or the subscriber?
I'm in the 1,000th subscriber.
Yeah.
Something's coming crazy. Something crazy.
Yeah, we got it. Like for the 1,000th, I think for the 100th sub or whatever, we should do something pretty lit. Like we should figure out, like, you know what I'm saying? We'll come up with a dope video idea or some shit. Maybe have a dope guest. And then the 1,000th one.
Yeah.
We're going to get busy. We got something coming.
No. Yeah. We've already been like talking about that, but that's far in the future. But
so true though.
It may not be far in the future with the way you guys are reacting to the videos.
Up, man.
Yeah,
man. Like, it's just wild to see. I'm just so grateful for everything. And shout out to everybody that's been following me and checking in on my TikTok and that's showing love to me, show love to my mans over here. Like we bring both of our audiences together and we just it's like a meeting of the minds. It's a beautiful thing. So appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and it's something that we've always wanted to do. So to see the love and the support that we're getting really means that we truly wanted to bring this to the light. So
yeah, shout out to everybody. Love y'all, man. Today we'll be discussing social media going viral, TikTok, Instagram Reels, maybe even mental health as it ties into because I have some stuff to say about that as well. That's kind of going to be a recurring small segment sometimes on the episode because everybody deals with mental health. We're here to help. You're not alone, and you know what I mean? Like everybody deals with it, man. Like, so that's always going to make an appearance from time to time. But yeah, with social media emerging nowadays in 2022 and how it's been emerging, they got the NFTs now rocking and everything's emerging with that, the metaverse. Like, that's a whole nother topic. But I want to ask you, bro, how do you feel about this emerging social media and just how kind of crazy everything is?
Again, for us as musicians and artists and creators, we really wouldn't exist without social media. So for us, it's kind of an outlet and again, I've heard the saying, if your Instagram got hacked tomorrow, or if Instagram shut down tomorrow, you would be nothing. Which is it is kind of true. There is truth to that, but it's not so much truth where you work yourself up to a point where you don't need those social medias anymore.
Right.
Like, you could get to a point where, if you're just rocking on YouTube and you've gotten to that point strictly off your social media, you've done that legwork already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fact.
You've done all that. So, I think social media is great if you want to do something outside of the norm. If you want to like become something, that holds true to what you're speaking about. Like you can literally do anything nowadays. Like you can start a fucking YouTube about opening up jars, bro. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, it's real, dude. Like, there's probably people out there, bro, that are making $120,000 a year just opening jars on YouTube.
That's a fucking great point.
It's crazy. Like, you can really make an abundance of money doing whatever the fuck you want to do,
bro. I'm so glad you said that, because I want to break something down. You could literally, and this is the truth right now in 2022. If you have a phone in your hands and you're not using it to its full potential, that's on you. Like, and you're feeling broke, or everybody goes through financial struggles. It's not a life sentence. But if you're in a situation and you want to change it, but you're not using your phone and social media, you need to get right. I'm going to tell you right now. You could literally take these disgusting snacks, buy like a dozen packs of that shit, and go out in public and just be like, I'm the napkin flicker, and just go around and say, I eat, and that's like your shtick. That's like your thing. You walk around and you eat these everywhere.
Yep.
You become the napkin. They'll probably sponsor you at some.
They will. They'll literally throw you a check to sponsor.
Bro, that's the age we live in. They'll literally be like, yo, that's the napkin flicker, motherfucker. Like the IKEA dude that eats the cookies and shit. Guys, you could be a motherfucker on TikTok or IG Reels. Every video, you're like, damn, I got on the first try.
That's crazy. That's fire.
You could be a motherfucker that does that on TikTok all day long, and you just do it over and over.
It's a fact.
Eventually, you will build an audience. Build it, and
there is no excuse anymore. And there is no excuse because of this stuff right here. There is no excuse.
Yo, it's crazy.
Your cell phone, there's no excuse because, again, like what my man said, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Whatever you want. Bro. And that's the power of social media. Again, we all see negative comments. We all see shit we don't want to see sometimes, but, that goes with the game. I mean, there's always going to be, you think people go into work having great days every day? That's not how it goes, Again, me and you have seen our fair share of negative shit.
Right.
We've had people comment shit under our thing, but again, if you let 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 comments hold you back, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And again, a lot of the people that are shitting on your stuff would never have the audacity to even try what you're doing.
No, they're
so, like I used to be one of those guys, bro. If I ever saw a negative comment on my thing, I would bite back.
I used to be the same way.
I'd be like, yo, suck my dick. You know what I mean? Like, I would say shit like that. But now, as you get older, you realize, like, a lot of those people that do that shit, they're going nowhere. You know, and again, like...
That's true. They're in a bad space.
I'm trying to be, like, as nice as I can be with it. But, I'm not even going to respond back. I'm not going to give that person my time of day because are they really worth it? No.
No, dude. Yeah, it's not. Because at the end of the day, hate and negative energy, they feed off you. So if you respond back with some
doing
bullshit,
exactly what you want them to do.
Yeah, like they like that, and then they'll come back with some negative shit. They sometimes just want attention.
It's a fact.
You know what I mean? And it's just wild nowadays, the era that we're living in. I mean, you could do everything from the phone. We film these podcasts for right now.
Literally, this is being filmed on an iPhone right now.
This is being filmed on a fucking iPhone 12, I think. Not even the Pro Max.
Yeah.
We run this shit through Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
We got the audio mounts now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, like. But all this shit that we do, like the clips that we edit and the footage, this is all from the phone. Mm-hmm. Like the TikToks I make from the phone. Yeah. The content, a lot of stuff he posts from the phone. Like, a certain thing, like you need the computer to make music. But then again, some people don't even have a computer to make
there's people that are making music off iPads.
Facts.
Like, come on, bro. Like, dude, there is no excuse, bro. You can get everything that you could tell us, bro, it's been done before.
Right.
So, again, if you want to go out and do something, go fucking do it. Like, there's no excuses for you not to.
I agree. But I want to say this as well. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't hit right away. You got to have dedication. You can't just think like it might blow up overnight. Chances are, though, you're going to have to crack at it a lot of times, see what works.
Oh, my God. You got to crack and crack until it hits. Bro, first song I ever put out, I don't know, like EDM record. I was maybe like 18, 17. Bro, I got like 2 views. And after that, I was like, and I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Like, you know what I mean? But then, like, you hit a sense, you start watching these people, and it's like, Well, if you go down, like what I used to do, which is pretty crazy, I used to go down. So I'd follow, like, not like obviously like Post Malone. He's not gonna have his original post though. But what I would do is I would follow a lot of these EDM guys, and I would go to like the beginning of their Instagram, like the first post, second post.
Wow.
And I would see, okay, 23 likes, 50 likes, and then I would start to slowly go up, and I'd be like, okay, shit, 100 likes, 300 likes, 400 likes, 800 likes, 12,000 likes. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, okay, this is a slow build. This isn't something that's just going to happen overnight. And a lot of people, like you said, get discouraged. They put something out, it didn't blow, so I'm done. I'm moving on to the next thing. Right. It does not work like that. And especially if you want to be in if you want to be in the music business and you want to be in the entertainment business, it will definitely not happen like that. There is definitely a thing, and I'm the worst at this. I have zero patience, but I have had the most patience in music and I'm very lucky to say that. I've had the most patience that it's gotten me somewhere in the industry. I'm signed to a pretty big label right now.
Yeah, dope label.
Management wise, I've had the opportunity to sign to pretty dope fucking labels. So again, when I was starting out, would you think I would get there? No. Did I think I was gonna get there? No. But you always have that voice in the back of the head that's like, no, whoa. Like, the best way to put this, I feel like, is when you try to escape this, there's always somebody at that door that says, turn around. Turn around and go back, because you might have, and there's no cutting corners. You just can't. I feel like you can't cut corners with music, because you need to learn everything you can to be a better producer, to be a better songwriter, and to be a better creator at the end of the day.
Well said, my brother. You gotta have like a thick skin. All that shit that you go through it builds that mental fortitude, and it builds you to be the character that you need to be to conquer. And like, you get to a point where it's not that you don't deal with bouts of mental health or stress. Everybody's got stress, man. Everybody's got pain. Nobody's immune. That's just what it is, man, to be alive. But things don't rattle you as much, because on that journey you faced fucking lions and tigers and bears, bro. God, demons of all kind. Like, you went through the gamut. So it's like you don't really like, there's things that are gonna rock you sometimes, but for the most part you're stable, man. Your foundation has been laid very strong. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's the case with a lot of rising artists, musicians, creative people in general. It's life. Like, we grow, we evolve. But yeah, man, you gotta have patience. You gotta have patience, because a lot of people get frustrated and give up when the shit don't work right away. They're like, oh, you got to get lucky to do. Oh, you got to be gifted. Listen, man.
I hate people that
we talked about this on a previous episode. Like, listen, man, I don't believe in that shit, man. I just believe in hard work. And if you have a vision, you fulfill your purpose. You get that fucking shit done. Doesn't matter if nobody believes in you.
Hard work will always beat the most talented person.
Yeah.
I believe that 100%. Because, again, there's people that are much more talented than we are, but they do not work as hard as we do.
No.
So, again, remember that. At the end of the day, hard work beats talent in anything.
I mean, bro.
Anything.
Facts. 1,000 doors are going to be slammed in your face, especially if you want to be in the music business or, like, entertainment, or even if you just want to be a creative, like, in general, which is a lot of people nowadays. We want to work for ourselves and everything. And you're going to hear 1,000 no's. You're going to have a lot of videos and content that doesn't get any fucking traction. I mean, it's just the name of the game. You just can't let that stop you. And like you said, you're going to be walking out the door, but then somebody's going to be like, hey, wait, I got, you know what I mean? There's, like, metaphorically, it's like, wait, hold on.
Bro,
somebody will pull you back.
A couple years ago, when I had first met my manager in Florida, what was it, August? Yeah, I think it was August. Me and Pip flew down to Miami to meet our manager.
Months or years ago?
No, this is a couple months ago. This is August.
Okay, yeah.
It's
Shout
pretty
out to
crazy.
Lights Global.
Yep. Shout out to Lights Global. It's pretty crazy, because when I had met him a couple years prior to this, I was sending him beats. I was shooting him beats to his email, and I was like, you know what? One day this dude's going to answer. I just know it. I'm like, one day this dude's going to answer. And at the time when I was sending him beats, they were not good. Like, no.
So this was like a long time ago. So not.
This was about maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. Before any of this shit.
Yeah. Before even 2 a.m.
Damn.
This was before 2 a.m. This was like, I was going under my, like, I don't even know, like a stage name. I don't even know. I think I was going under my own name. And I was like, one day he's gonna hear my beats. Mm-hmm. And I remember telling him that in the restaurant when we were eating, because I was like, not that you have to open it now, but a couple of years ago, I had sent you beats, and he was like, like I get so much emails, like I just, I didn't have time to go through them. He's one thing about my manager, he's like the most humblest dude like ever. He's so awesome like that. But yeah, no, and it just goes to show that if you work for something and you work for something and work for something, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. I don't care what it is. I've gotten to that point where I don't give a shit what it is. It's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, years ago I was sending him stuff, and now I'm signed under him. So it just goes to show, you work and work and work and work, something's gonna hit. Something will hit.
Something has to hit for you at some point. I mean, I know in your journey and my journey, like, I've had so many ups and downs and so many fucking moments where I thought this was it. This is how I'm going to get rich. This is my master plan. Like, this is all going to hit right now. And, this is it. Rich, I'm going to get this amount of followers, and I'm going to get this amount of money from this placement. Or like, oh, shit, this is going to blow. If I had $1 for every time that I thought that it was going to be the time.
Rich.
Yeah, you'd be fucking filthy rich, man. But the reality is, it's almost like life punks you a little bit to see if you really want it, to see if you like are really built for it. And I know a lot of times in my life so far, I've been really close to something and like been feeling like this is it. Oh, I'm about to get signed, or like this video is going to do crazy numbers. Like this placement's going to go through. Okay, now I invested in this and this is going to happen. And it's always like, nope. God, the universe, the ancestors, whatever you want to call it. It kind of like takes you on this path that you don't know where exactly it's going to land. Like you have a rough idea in your mind and you just keep going. I mean, but nobody really knows where the fuck it's going to land. Like you just keep going, keep pushing. You have that vision and it will happen for you. But you're never really going to know how it's going to pan out. You just kind of have to do and just see where it goes. Because like I said, you never know what's around the corner for you. You know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree. And like you couldn't have said it better. Like you don't know the end road. You don't know the end result. You just know the success that leads to it. And again, if we knew the end road, if we knew the end, the end of the road, I don't know if the journey would be, I think the journey would be harder, to be honest. If you knew the end, like completely, if you knew exactly what was going to happen at the end of your success, I mean, I don't like, with me, right? I would always say like, okay, if I get this placement, I'm set. If this happens, I'm set. If I work with this artist, I'm set. But it's not really like that. Because like you can I've signed with a few labels, and it's like your first signing, it's like, oh my God, like that's it. I made it. I'm going to make millions of dollars. I'm going to make this. It doesn't, that doesn't happen. Like, and it couldn't be really farther from the truth, because it's like, fuck, like I still have to get up and do a job because I'm not making money off of music,
Mm-hmm.
But, I think that's where I meant, like, it could probably get harder because, again, you're looking at the end result, but you're not looking at the stuff in between. You're not looking at the stuff in the middle. You're not looking at the grit and grime of, and a lot of those placements and a lot of those rappers and a lot of those artists that you work with, and every label, every little thing that happens with you as a musician is a stepping stone.
Right.
That's all it is. It's literally a stepping stone. And again, I feel like with me, I don't know if you could agree, but with me, I feel like I'm never going to be content, because there's always going to be bigger artists that I'm going to want to work with. There's always going to be, it's always going to be one step ahead. I'm always going to be like, okay, well, I've gotten this. Like, I could have 12 Lambos out in the front and a humongous house. If I haven't worked with the artist that I've always wanted to work with, I haven't made it, in my opinion. So it's like I'm always looking, not that I'm looking for the higher power, but I'm always looking for something like more than what I have at that moment, which is a good and bad thing, because it can be very detrimental, sword, obviously. But yeah,
Yeah, I feel you. Like we said before, there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things and
No,
affording yourself a certain lifestyle, especially if you've worked your ass off for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've put your 10,000 hours in, and you want those things. You want to experience it. It's some shit you never had before. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of you guys, like, are in a position where you're probably some of the only people in your family that want to be a millionaire or like want to really like break those bonds and like be financially free and like put your family onto like a different kind of lifestyle. Not everybody's going to be a multimillionaire, but I mean, financial freedom is everybody's birthright. I feel like everybody should be able to work for themselves and build the life that they want. We shouldn't have to slave for no corporation, you know what I mean? And devote all our time to a 9 to 5 if that's not what we want to do. You know, I think it's, especially nowadays with the social media, like you build it and they will come. Just keep plugging and keep staying true to you. That's one of the biggest things is like, I know for me, once I started getting back on TikTok, because I've had other pages and shit, you know, but once I started getting back on TikTok and just like speaking my mind and being myself and really just taking all these thoughts that I have in my brain and kind of like presenting them in a way that I know people can relate to, you know, almost trying to be like the megaphone of people's innermost thoughts. That's when things really started to click for me. And that's honestly when they've always clicked for me, you know, and the music, people fuck with my music, but they fuck with when I'm just like me at the same time. Like when I just really speak in the ways that I do.
Yeah, well, if you're honest and you're true about everything that you say, people are going to start to get attached to that.
Yeah.
Because there's so much bullshit that gets fed to people.
Yeah, it really
especially
is,
when
bro.
If you're one of those people that gets up in the morning and watches the news, turn it off.
Yeah, stop.
Turn it the fuck off. Like,
that's a fact.
The news is extremely fucking depressing. Like,
oh my
bro, like
God.
you watch the news, bro. I don't see one thing. I could dead ass sit there for 2 hours and watch the news, and I haven't seen one positive thing. It's all you hear about is who died, who got shot, who died in a house fire, and it's like, again, I know we know that shit happens, and you know,
of course,
shout out to all those people that have gone through that, but the news will never put anything positive on there.
No,
and it's that, again, that's kind of not brainwashed us, but that's kind of made us believe that mostly the world is all negative when it's not.
No, it's
not. There's a lot of, if you really go out and explore, there's a lot of great things out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like traveling and whatnot, but
I think watching the news just melts your brain.
It does absolutely.
I
just stopped watching it. I don't like, my mom has it when I wake up in the morning, sometimes my mom will have it on TV and stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't.
You're better off playing like fucking video game, honestly. At least you'll keep your like certain video games can actually keep your mind sharp, you know, depending on if it's a puzzle based or like tactical. You got to work together with people, rather than just sitting there watching the fucking news. You're just getting a bunch of bullshit. I
hate the news.
These motherfuckers probably read off a script at the end of the day. Like they just sit there and they do whatever the fuck, you know. They get told what to do for the most part. But anyway, yeah. What were we just saying before that about? We were talking about before we got into the news. The fuck were we saying? The negativity? No, not the negativity in the news. We got on a train of thought about some other shit before we got on this.
Well, it was about social media and how big it can, how big it can be to and accessible to people who want to like try to do something more than what they're doing in life.
Yeah, breaking out of the 9 to 5
breaking
thing.
boundaries and stuff, and not conforming to what society tells you to, because that's a big fucking thing. Like, don't ever fucking listen to somebody who tells you can't do this, you're not born to do this. That is, I cannot fucking tell you how many times I've heard that from people. And it's like you said, bro, like, just get out of my fucking face. I can't.
Yeah, at this point,
I can't fucking talk to people like that. Like,
just cut them out.
People are like, you don't have a lot of money. That's the one thing I hear the most. You don't have a lot of money. We don't have that type of money for you to blow up. And that's not fucking true. It happens a lot. Don't get me wrong. Like the Kendall Jenner shit with, she came from money. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But there's people that come from money that make it big. And again, I don't shit on them, because they did something that not a lot of people would want to do.
Right.
If a lot of people, think about it. If you came from $30 million and you have $30 million already in your bank account, the chances of you working for something is very slim, because you already have $30 million.
For anything again, except for what I want.
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
interesting to me.
So if you have a passion and you still have you have multi-millions of dollars, and you work for something, that just shows that, you're into what you do and you want to strive to be a better person. Like, so when people always tell me like, oh, you weren't born into millions of dollars, so it'll never happen. It's just like, well, motherfucker, how did those people get into that? They weren't like, we weren't put on this earth with $20 million to give down the line to our kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, that is the most stupidest thing I could ever hear from somebody, because it's like, well, go out, work hard, follow your passion. If it doesn't happen in 2 years, if it doesn't happen in 5, it may happen in 6.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It may happen in 7. Like,
if you really love it, you won't be able to stop doing it.
No,
that's find your way. and it'll evolve into something that really fits you, you know? And something I wanted to touch on too is, you know, as we sit here right now, this is basically our full-time career. Like, we work on the music, we work on the podcast, I work on videos when I'm at home and my own music. We come together, we make music and the podcast. This is our full-time. We're full-time creatives at this point. And it's like, we're still getting to that place financially where we want to be, but I have literally worked so many goddamn odd jobs and had so many ups and downs with employment. I just got to the point now where, honestly, bro, like I have become so comfortable in my own skin and my own process that I don't give a fuck what anybody
you
thinks,
have
bro.
to not give a fuck.
Yeah, like I know who I am and I know what I came here to do, and I'm gonna do it till I'm dead, bro. Like, that's it.
I mean, it's crazy how you say that, because I'm reading this book called Winning by Tim Grover.
Yeah.
So that was actually I believe it was Kobe Bryant's it was his sports agent. So he would train him and stuff, he would get him into training sessions, he would pretty much be his agent full time. Yeah. And he said in the book, he said, and I actually made a TikTok about this today, if you want to be successful, you have to be selfish. You have to be selfish.
Of course.
You have to be all about yourself almost at any given time. Like, because pretty much if you're not selfish and you're giving into going out on the weekends, you're giving into, you know,
what your friends
doing
want you to
stupid
do,
things, doing drugs, getting drunk. What are you doing for yourself? What are you doing? Like, literally look in the mirror and ask, what are you doing for yourself? Really. If you're trying to accomplish a goal, accomplish a dream, by going out every weekend, getting drunk, drinking, and don't get me wrong, that's fine if you do it casual, that's fine. But if it turns into an every weekend thing, or which is even worse, an everyday thing, you really need to sit back and evaluate what the fuck you're doing in life. Because if it's something that you want to reach, you are definitely not going to reach that by doing that. I can tell you that.
Facts.
Like, there was, I think we spoke about this on the earlier podcast, but there was a moment in my life where you couldn't get me to leave this room. Because I was like, I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to make music, and I'm not going to go spend $12,000 at a school, $12,000 every 6 months at a fucking school. So I did. So I was like, you know what? Because at the time I was broke. I was broke. I had no money. So I was like, you know what? I need to figure out a way to learn this, to learn my craft. And if I go out on the weekends and I spend more money than I don't have, and I get drunk, and I put myself in a position where I can't do this full time, or I can't learn, I'm only hurting myself. I'm only hurting myself. So
100%, bro. And it's like, you get to that point, like I was saying before, where you know your mission, you know your purpose, you know how hard you're working. And I hate when people try to call creatives bums or losers, or you got to get a job, or you got to do this, do that. It's the fucking worst thing in the world, because people don't even know how hard we work. We work harder, bro. There is no clocking out for people like us.
No, there's no clocking.
But it's a good thing in a way, because we're doing what we love. But at the same time, it can be very stressful. People don't understand. Just because you do some creative shit doesn't mean you go through it damn near even more, because there's no blueprint. It's just you out there.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You just in the mix, like, trying to make it happen, and nobody can really relate to you besides
there's no curriculum. There's no responsibility. There's no job responsibilities. It's all on your own. You have to make everything happen from
fucking facts.
Up. You have to make everything fucking happen.
Bro, it's like there's no syllabus. There's no guideline.
No, there's nothing. There's no boss that looks over you. I mean, you know, when you have a manager and stuff, but, you know, there is literally nobody who says do this and do that instead. Like, no, you have to make all the choices on the spot on your own.
And just like where the cards fall, they fall. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta do the best
all on
you
you.
Can.
It's all on you.
And just roll with the punches. You'll make it through. And one thing I want to say right now, and I want to look at the camera when I say this: anybody that ever tried to shit on me and this man, or tried to downplay our success, or like didn't support us, fake friends, people that I used to fuck with. I know some of y'all watch my shit. You watch me very close. And y'all, there's some of y'all that really like act like you know me, and like were my friends and shit, and like y'all were not there when I was really hungry and going through it and shit. Like, y'all were not there when like I needed some support, or like just somebody to check up on me, or like anything. I know who was there and who wasn't there, and he knows who was there and wasn't there. And I just want to tell you right now, just watch what happens in the next couple months and years with us.
Absolutely, that's a big
with the Sonic Boyz podcast, with the music, with the creative stuff. We're only going up. So you will rue that day. I'm telling you, you're gonna rue that.
The day is coming.
Yeah, you're gonna rue that day, and I don't want nobody to be in a bad situation. But I'm just saying, like, you're gonna rue that day where you know, shorty, she done left me on red, or she didn't want to be with me because of the situation I was going through, or I had friends that like, oh, I can't make it to your event because I'm doing this, or they went out drinking or some shit, or like they didn't support my music, like they didn't repost it when they could have. A lot of people some simple shit,
bro. A lot of people will see it. I'm telling you.
And I know these motherfuckers watch.
Yeah. It hurts for some people. It's gonna hurt, but a lot of the time, you know, I sit there and I'm like, damn. Again, we don't want anybody to be in a bad situation, not at all. But again, there are certain people, like he said, that have fucked me over in the past, have lied to me, have shitted on my dreams completely, and. You know, those people, again, if you're watching, because I know some of you will be watching.
They watch close, bro.
They do watch close. They watch closer than the people that fuck with you.
Just in case you make it.
Yeah. Because what they're going to be doing
is... gang.
He made it. Fuck, he made it. Bro, I'm telling you, that shit is real, dude. And it's, you know... Again, it's a way of life. It's the way of life. Again, we as species, we are envious of people who are doing well in life. It's just an instinct. That's an instinct. But to be that type of person, to really shit or slow down somebody's dreams, you have to be a different kind of rot. Like, you have to be like you're a scum. I'm sorry, you're a scum fucking bag if you do something like that.
Fucking facts, bro. It's hard enough trying to live your dream, bro, and then having to deal with people who try to shit on it. Yeah, it's already hard enough trying to make it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I hear from my parents. I'll be honest.
They can be the worst critics. They can,
yeah, absolutely. They can be the most judgmental people. You know, and again, parents at the end of the day just want what's best for you. That's just a parent's intention. I mean, that's their intention. The second you're born to the second you die, they want what's best for you. So, meaning financially, relationship wise, friendship wise, they want the best. So, again, for me, sometimes like not so much now, but before I was even anything in music, like I was just grinding every day, you know, day in and out, day out. I used to hear from my parents all the time, go get a job, go do this, go do that. And again, at the time, I was working jobs. I was working jobs to afford what I could at the time. And I was working jobs to obviously buy more plugins, to get better at my craft. And, you know, obviously as time grew, I started signing to a couple more labels. And then eventually with the label that I'm at now, you know, I'm kind of at a point now where I am making money off of music, and, you know, I can proudly say that. But I mean, again, it only gets better. But, you know, there is people, like my man said, that will rue the day. They will legitimately rule the day on the day that they talk shit about you. The day, like you said, where some bitches left you on red. I'm sorry. This goes out to a lot of...
Bro, like 6ix9ine said, you used to fucking leave me on scene and shit.
Yeah. No, some of them, and again, there's some like people who are like the most supportive people in the world, and those are like the best people to be around.
You've never met them a day in your life,
but
they will ride for you,
bro. Dude, there's some people, bro, that I've met in bars because I don't really go to bars that much anymore, but there's some people that I met in bars that were like a year or two older than me in my class when I graduated, that I've never spoken to a day in my life, and they would come up to me and say, this was a couple years, this was about 2 years ago. When I was literally like nothing, like I was ground. And they would come up to me and say, yo, I fuck with that music shit you doing. Like, that shit is dope, bro. Yo, keep going. Don't ever give up. Like, those are the people you want to fuck with. Those are the people you want to be around. You don't want to be around the people who are like, fuck that shit. Fuck this. That's never going to go. I wish I could do that. And it's like, you don't want to be around those people. No. Yo, tell that story about the time you were in the gym. When that guy came up to you and said, you still doing that music shit? Was that in the gym?
It wasn't even just him. It was like, it's just, you know, multiple people over the years. But I was in the gym one time, and he was saying some shit like, well, if you weren't with your parents though, like what would be going on with, this was like a few years ago. He's like, what would happen though? Like, you know, you could get involved with the court, you know, the court officers and the trash company.
I actually did take the court officer exam.
Yeah, no disrespect to anybody that does that, but I have a different mission on this realm. Like, you know, I'm just built different now. No, but this dude came up to me, and he was basically kind of like, you know, when somebody's like condescending and kind of trying to shit on your life or whatever and your decisions, shit. He was talking in that kind of a tone, yeah, and like he was like, well, if you weren't with your parents, like, what would you do with the music thing is a hobby. It's cool. Yeah, I used to DJ, and that was like,
you get that all the time.
Yeah, like I used to DJ, and then I did this, did that, and then I got hurt or something. Then I became this, that, and there. I, honest to God, when he was saying all that shit to me, I was like listening, and I was going back and forth with him a little bit. He just like kept talking. At one point, I just walked off. Straight up walked off.
That's what you need to do sometimes. That's what you need to do.
I was maybe 22 at the time. Straight up, this dude, because he was one of my dad's friends from the gym. He was much older than me, probably in his 50s and shit. I don't give a fuck, bro. You're not gonna disrespect me and shit on my dream. Like, I just walked off. I just like walked away from him, and he kept talking. He's like, hey, and he's like trying to get me back and shit.
Yeah.
And I just kept walking. There was one guy in the gym that I used to fuck with, and like, I'd be on the treadmill, and he would just one of those guys that always talks in the gym, bro. Nice guy, kind of, but like he just talks a lot.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like came up to me on the treadmill trying to convince me to do like the trash. What is it? The fucking sanitation. Take the sanitation test. Fuck you and your sanitation test.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
No, I'm not fucking doing that. And he was saying that shit, and he's like, what are you, a pussy? Like, don't be a pussy. And I'm like, I'm trying to do a run on the treadmill, and I'm like, these people just come out of the woodwork to try to test you, like, and just accost you.
Those are really the people that come in droves. Like,
bro,
they really do. Like, you got to keep those people away from you.
But
like, far away as possible.
Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will try to test you on your journey, and it's your responsibility to just not play into it too much, because they don't know you, man. I almost feel like they're sent to you to like test you. You know what I mean? Like, because some shit would happen. Yeah, some shit will happen, and it's just like, there's no way that's a coincidence. Like, it's probably going to come at a time where you might be feeling doubtful anyway, and they come even more. You know what I mean? But you got to just push past that shit, man. Fuck what people say. Fuck their opinion. Fuck their, the words they got to say if they're not positive and affirming towards what you really want to do. I fuck with people who are doers and who, think beyond the norm and think outside the box and like to push for better in society. This whole world, this couch, this was built by a creative. Like, this wasn't built by a motherfucker working, or it wasn't designed by a motherfucker working a 9 to 5. Like, it was designed by somebody
who had a vision.
Yeah, and
that not a lot of people see.
In facts.
Yeah.
Even Steve Jobs said that. He's like, once you realize that the world was built up by people that are no smarter than you, and you could push things. He made like the analogy, like you can push the block out in one end and it pops out the other, and you're like, oh, we can move this around. Like, we don't have to. It's not all just like stationary, and like we can mold it. You can mold your reality, like. And that's the people I fuck with. I don't fuck with people who just everything is stagnant and static, and you can't mold, your own reality, and you have to work a 9 to 5. I just never agreed with that. Just never.
Again, if you work a 9 to 5, we're not shitting on it.
No, of course not.
That's if that's what you want, go right for it. But
facts.
there's more for people who are creative, for people who want to step outside of the norm. There's a more life to that. Like, there's a different side of that. And again, this stems back to the beginning of the video. There's no excuse not to do that anymore. Yeah. There's really no excuse, so.
Yeah, like, it's just don't give up on what you want to do. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your vision. And it's going to happen for you. Like, you're going to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. But that's what everybody goes through. That's what makes you strong. That's what builds character. And you just got to keep pushing, man. Like, because we done been through the gamut. Like I said, man, we done been through so many motherfucking ups and downs with this shit, trying to make shit happen. And at this point, I can't turn back now. You know what I mean? I'm going all in.
Yeah, we're literally
all in now.
We're locked in now. I mean, it's you pass a point where it's like, okay, I do this more than like I sleep. You know what I mean? Like I do this more than I do anything else. So it's like you get to a point where it's just, I can't stop if I tried.
No,
I literally can't stop if I tried.
And we are on the cusp of something great, my brother.
Absolutely. And that's the craziest part, because you can feel it. You can kind of feel it sometimes. Yeah. And we really feel it. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks now. We really feel that, something amazing is coming very, very soon.
Yeah. Something amazing. And just overall, it's building into something incredible. And I'm just grateful for the whole process and everybody that's been tuning in. And we just gonna keep bringing it around, man. The Sonic Boys, man. You got anything else to say?
On this episode, not really. I think we hit pretty much everything that I wanted to say. I definitely wanted to speak about, starting from the ground up and dealing with those negative bullshit people.
Yeah.
But I think we pretty much hit it on the head with that.
cut those people out of your life, man. And sometimes it's your parents, so you gotta, you gotta toe the line a little bit, but it's not always gonna be forever, man. All the storms pass.
Yeah,
you'll make it through.
And remember, never stop dreaming for what you want, because the second you stop dreaming, that dream is dead. That dream is dead. Yeah. So
you gotta keep that thing alive, man. Just keep going, keep pushing. Have that vision, man. And we're two folks that are, we're in the mix with it. So we showing you like the process. And like I said in a previous episode, you're gonna see us. We'll be in a different studio. We'll be somewhere in another country, another state, filming a podcast. So you'll see a vlog of us out with like fucking, who knows, like a big artist or a big UFC fighter or just something crazy.
Patty the body.
Fucking love Patty the body. But yeah. With that being said, man, this was episode 5 of the Sonic Boyz podcast. We signing out, gang.
Signing out. Peace.